Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna be talking about Broken Past, and I'm actually really excited because this book comes out in May. Okay, so Broken Past, for all of you newbies, since like a few of you might be new here, we're gonna talk about what Broken Past is real quick. If it is wobbling, you guys know the drill. We're filming on my bed, so it usually doesn't wobble, but today it does not want to cooperate, but that's fine. Okay, so today we're gonna be talking about Broken Past, and I'm really excited because this is my second ever book release. Now, I did release a book in 2025, summer of 2025, and it was like one of the most exciting things in my life. And that book is girl, I got these slime liquors right here, but it is the Ruined Royals by me, by Madison Hall. It's available on Amazon. If you guys check the link in the description, you guys can get signed copies off of Depop and Etsy. If you guys get them off of Depop, they're on discount, you know, but you still have to pay for the shipping. So I guess it's kind of like a pick your poison type of thing. You want signed copies, you gotta pay for shipping. If you don't want signed copies, you don't gotta pay for shipping. If you have Amazon Prime, it's a whole thing, right? But today we're gonna be talking about Broken Past. But in order to talk about Broken Past, we kind of have to talk about the Ruined Royals. We're actually gonna do a video where I do like a deep dive on the Ruined Royals, and we talk about the Ruined Royals, and I talk about my favorite parts from the Ruined Royals, but we're not doing that today. Today we're just gonna do a quick little debrief about the Ruined Royals so we can talk about Broken Past, okay? So this is actually my bedazzled copy. I bedazzled my book. If you guys have been keeping up with the YouTube shorts, you guys know this already because I posted about it on my YouTube shorts. But with that being said, this is the bedazzled copy. I'm actually not done with it. I still have to do the spine, but you guys will get a full video on me bedazzling this because I didn't record my process. But let me calm down because you girls talking a bit fast today. I don't know what's going on. I'm just excited. I'm just really excited to talk about my book though. To be honest, I'm stoked to talk about my book. Okay, so the Ruined Royals. So this is about two girls, okay? They are related. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. They're related, but they don't know how. So the synopsis says sisters. That's because throughout the book they believe that they are sisters. So they believe that they are sisters, but when they come to this castle, so these two characters we have Valentina and we have Amira. Now Valentina's part looks like she has way more. It's just this, and then this is like the finale, like synopsis, where it kind of pulls it all together. So this is not all Valentina, this is Valentina. This is like the end synopsis, and this is Amira. But Valentina is actually from a home of poverty. Like, actually,
she doesn't even have a home. She lives on the streets.
Now, you're probably thinking like, oh my gosh, like this is the stereotypical fantasy. We start with the MMC, like the FMC that like lives with the streets. Guys, no, like she lives in the streets, and there's a full backstory, and there's like this full thing, and that's actually what Broken Past is. It's kind of like her backstory, but it has nothing to do with her. We're gonna talk about it. But we see why she is in poverty in Broken Past. But the Ruined Royals. So Valentina is in poverty. She has no home, but she has magic. And now the royal family really has magical powers. A few people in the village do have magical powers. That's why she's kind of just like, okay, I guess I'm one of those few. Girl, no, you're actually royalty. So yeah, so she can talk to animals. She's very bubbly. She's very kind. She's very sweet. Like, she's a very loving, kind character, and that's why I love Valentina so much, because I relate to her a lot in this book. But let me get back on track. Okay, so yeah, then we have Amira, who is like, she has a family, she has a home, and she's pretty like not like rich, but she is like middle class, right? She has powers as well. She can actually generate and control fire. Now fire and animals, they don't really mix, but she can like generate and control fire. And she's not like that. She's not kind, she's not sweet, and it's kind of just like this whole thing where it's just like when they move into the castle, these two are like polar opposites. Like, they don't know each other. First of all, obviously don't know each other because they just found out that they're related. They're just like at the castle, goodness gracious, and they basically just find out that like the guards, the chefs, they are all out for blood. They want them dead, and they want them to be gone. Like, they don't like them, they want them killed, all this okay, so they're just chilling, and then boom, now they got a conflict. They're just like, okay guys, like what What is that? I just got here. We just got here. It's the first day here and y'all already want us dead. Isn't that crazy? So it's actually a curse over the castle, and they kind of have to like break the curse. They have to come together. They have to break the curse. And these two girls are once again nothing alike. So they're just trying to have to put all the differences aside. Not to mention the fact that this family has had decades upon centuries of jealousy that runs throughout the family. It's kind of just like a family thing at this point. So it's kind of just like they have to avoid that and they have to work around it. And I feel like that's just like, in my opinion, I feel like it's a unique kind of storyline because it's not every day you see like two girls, different like kind of like personalities. They are related. I can't tell you how they're related. You find that out later on, but they're related. And you kind of just see these two girls come together to fight for one single cause. And this is kind of like where it comes in, where it's the fact and the debate that's been going on with Book Talk and BookTube and Bookstagram, where it's like, is reading political? It has always been political, from the Hunger Games to, as much as I don't like this book, Red Queen, to even like some much more simpler books like #Murder Trending, which is a thriller book. Reading has always and will always be political, and this book is political. Even though it's YA, it's clean, there's no cussing, there's no swearing, none of that. There is always going to be politics within the books that you read, and it's true. It has a lot of political views where it's kind of like it's people trying to take over and turn a place for bad, which could have been good had there have been the proper people as like the head and the proper people who can take care of and knows what's best for what they are doing. This shaky camera is actually gonna make me so mad. It's gonna make me mad, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. But this is the Broken Path. This is the Ruined Rose. It is a clean YA fantasy novel. There's no romance. It's kind of like a mystery subplot as well. So if you kind of want like a fantasy mystery, then I also would recommend that you read this book. It is available on Amazon. I would recommend that you get it off the Etsy. You guys can get signed copies off the Etsy. And the reason why I say this is because I am currently doing my Valentine's Day sale. I know, crazy, right? It's so fun, so cool. We're having a good time, right? So if you guys get on the Etsy, you guys can actually get this for on sale. It's actually gonna be 25% off on the Etsy, and you guys get it signed. So really, you're paying this small shipping fee, because once again, the shipping fee is not that bad. You guys are paying a small shipping fee, and you guys are also getting the book on discount for, like, it's a signed copy. Not a bedazzled copy, but it will be signed. If it was bedazzled, this book would be a lot more expensive because, girl, this took like a week or two to finish. But yes, admire it. Now, we are here for Broken Past. I just went on an entire ramble about the Ruined Rose, but in order to read Broken Past, you kind of have to know what the Ruined Rose is about at least. Now, I do recommend that you read the Ruined Rose before you read Broken Past, but I feel like also you could read Broken Past first, and then you go into Ruined Rose, because then the Ruined Rose will kind of just like click immediately. And something I did see a lot with the reviews, which this was once again planned because the Broken Past was going to come out after, was that people think it lacked the backstory that they wanted, but that was the whole point. You lack the backstory, so when you read Broken Past, it all kind of clicks. But Broken Past is the novella. It is book 1.5. And it actually follows Valentina's parents, because when you guys, like I said, she has no home, she has no family, you guys kind of figure out what happened to her parents, what happened to her family, and why she ended up on the streets as a royal family member. And it also kind of explains a little bit of Amira's backstory as well. Even though it follows Valentina's parents, it follows Amira's backstory as well, because it kind of explains also why she's not at the castle as well. So there is a lot that goes into this. I am actually so proud of Broken Past, and while I do think that The Rose right now is my best work that's going to be published for a while, because that was genuinely just a unique idea. I don't even really read plain fantasies like that, so I'm once again kind of feel like that's my original idea. But Broken Past is like the prequel, sequel, whatever. I am very proud of Broken Past because I wrote it in a very short amount of time, and then I edited it in a short amount of time, and then I re-edited it in a short amount of time, and then I re-edited it, because you guys know I do like 5 drafts before it gets published. And then right now it's currently with my editor, and it gets published May 1st of 2026. So set your calendars, do all the fun things. But it's like I worked so hard for Broken Past, and I feel like we've kind of grown as a platform, and you guys have actually been really excited for Broken Past. Like, also, if you guys want to sign up for ARCs, because we're going to send out ARC copies soon, just click the Google form link in the description down below. And also, if you guys want to be the first people to hear about Broken Past news and discount news for the Ruined Royals as well, then just go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I no longer have a TikTok. We'll talk about that in another video, but I no longer have a TikTok because of my own choices. But you guys can go follow me on Instagram. We're trying to hit 1,000 before the end of the year. We are currently at like 580, I think. But moving on, Broken Past is just something that I've been really passionate about, and that I think that I've done so much work with, and that I feel as though, hey, you've done what you need to do, and you've done what you are proud of, and what you feel is you. Like, it's like, it's really hard to explain like off the bat and off the top of my head, but genuinely, Broken Past is with me. I relate to not only the characters in the Ruined Royals, but also the characters in Broken Past, and I worked hard. It took me about 3 or 4 months, which compared to the Ruined Royals, because that took me 3 years to write, I would say is some of my quickest writing work, because I'm also currently working on other work in progresses as well. And it's just a beautiful story to me, and I feel like, to me, it is a story of becoming, because Aliana, who is Valentina's mother, is kind of just like this very closed off kind of person, which we're gonna talk about the characters today. She is a closed off kind of person, and she wants nothing to do with anybody. And then James walks in, and that's kind of like her new best friend, and she's like, okay, well, like, I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt. I'm gonna give you this trust that I've never given anybody else before. And you kind of see their dynamic grow, and you see them as characters and as people kind of like grow and evolve. Like, and it's a beautiful story, and I love it so much because I feel like I put a piece of myself into Broken Past and also the Ruined Royals. And that's what makes like both books so special to me personally. Like, that's what makes them so special, and I feel like I've put my heart and I put part of my soul into it. And also, the Ruined Royals didn't have a lot of it, but I will say near the end of Broken Past, it kind of has like faith play into it, because as you guys know, I'm a Christian, proud Christian, and me and my 4 Bibles. Yes, I'm a proud Christian, so I kind of feel like, even though it didn't take place a lot in the Ruined Royals, it definitely is kind of like something that is mentioned in Broken Past, like near the end. And I'm just like very happy that I decided to put that in there, because I was scared, because, you know, you guys know, people don't really treat us Christians like the sweetest, the kindest. They don't treat us that well out here. But I was just like, girl, don't be scared. It's your book. You're writing it, and you're writing it for Jesus with the help of Jesus, which, glory to God. You're writing it with the help of Jesus, and you're writing it for Jesus, so mention him. Don't be ashamed. And I think that I mentioned Jesus in my author's note and my acknowledgements. But girl, let's be real honest. Do people really read those? I don't read author's notes. I don't read about the authors. I don't read author's notes. I'm not even trying to be funny. I don't read them. So I was just like, girl, put it in something that the people are actually going to read. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's kind of just like my opinion. That's kind of my viewpoint on that. I can't really say too much in this video because it is an unreleased book and nobody has read it except for my editor. So with that being said, I can't really say too much. That's why I let kind of like the Ruined Royals kind of take over the first portion of the video, because there's not much you can say about a book that you haven't released yet, because you cannot spoil anything for anyone because nobody knows what it contains. But we talked about Aliana a little bit. I also want to talk about James. James is kind of neutral, and I kind of see where like Valentina gets her personality from. Like, she gets it more from her father, because Aliana is not like sweet. She's more like the black cat in like the relationship, and then there's James, who is the golden retriever. But I will go ahead and tell you guys that this is like an arranged marriage kind of book. It's, once again, not a romance, but it is arranged marriage, and you kind of see how their friendship evolves and it grows with the characters. And I love it so much, and I wish I could say more, but I genuinely cannot without spoiling it for you guys. Don't want to spoil it for you guys, because you guys, I want you guys to girl, my storage does not like me today, so unfortunately we're gonna cut the video short. I mean, I was gonna end it anyways, but I really am excited for you guys to see all the twists and the turns and how the book ends and how the story goes and evolves. And how you guys can also just see Valentina's story, and you guys can see like what she's gone through and what she's done. So with that being said, once again, follow me on Instagram because you guys will find out all the stuff there first. Thank you all so much for watching. Maddie out. Kisses. Mwah. I love you so much. Jesus loves you more. And Maddie out and goodbye.